worlds are in danger. To save them and the galaxy, we must find the 4 cyber planet keys before the
Now Legacy's been quite good to us, hasn't it, over the past few years? I mean, what, we're in our 3rd year and already we have some right showstoppers. Right from the core class all the way through to the Titan class figures. Yes, maybe the last 2 haven't been as great as they could be, but I mean, come on, that tidal wave looks incredible. But there is one thing in Legacy that definitely stuck out to me. I'm sure it stuck out to a lot of people, and that was the Legacy Velocitron collection. Now, I thought it was quite an odd mix of characters, going from Cosmos all the way up to a brilliant depiction of an original GoBots character. Amongst all of the repaints and retools that were in that little collection, one figure in particular stuck out to me. Now, I loved this figure when it first came out, I loved everything about it, but on second look, certain things just don't feel quite right to me. I'm of course talking about the Legacy Velocitron Nitro Convoy, or as we know her in the West, Override. The new Legacy version is very, very nice and sleek. However, for me, my one thing that feels really off is just that car mode. It feels too sleek. I know, what a weird complaint, but for me, it just doesn't feel quite the same as that original Cybertron mould, which I love the car mode for this. I think it fits the aesthetic perfectly. Yes, it's not show accurate, whereas the new one definitely is, but that old version, it just feels far more of a car. I mean, yeah, it's basic in terms of its colouring, the grey plastic, the red paint, the black paint and the black moulded plastic, but overall I think it really works well for the car mode. I think that the original certainly captures what the car mode was going for. The Legacy one on the other hand though, has definitely got that very nice, very animated accurate car mode with the red wheels, gold trim round for the hubcaps, the very, very nice stark difference between the red and the white, with a little bit of black here and there for the moulded plastic, but overall it is a very, very nice car mode. Just doesn't feel quite right for me. So let's get these 2 transformed, shall we? Well, transformation is very, very nice on these 2, especially on that original version with the automorph gimmick. It's certainly something that is very unseen today. I think the last time we had a proper, decent auto-transforming figure, probably back in Animated with, well, their activator line. But honestly, transformation is very, very simple and very nice and clever, although joints are a bit loose on this, which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, transformation, as you saw, it just likes to explode at points, which is part of the course for this old girl, especially considering she's 18 years old now. But one thing that I'm not too keen on this original figure is just the proportions. Her upper half is way too large for a female character. Not that that is a bad thing per se, but I just don't think that it fits her aesthetic of being a fast racer. There is a certain charm to this figure, definitely highlighting a lot more of that red paint that is on the chest as well as on the legs, and I do quite like the way that the wheels fold out a little bit, and that's part of the fact that the vehicle mode certainly has an interesting way of having those wheels. Overall, it's not a bad little figure. I mean, in terms of your articulation, you've got a slight bit of head articulation, you've got some nice swivels and hinges at the shoulder, 90 degree at the elbow, nothing at the hand. Waist, you'll be lucky if you get anything with a waist because of the way that this transforms. And the hips, ball joints, as you saw, a bit loose, so she can't really hold many poses, can go far on both back and forth. However, when you try to swivel, it can sometimes unclip that waist panel. 90 degree bend at the knee, and you've got a little bit of toe dip, which is very surprising for an old figure like this. On the other hand, however, we have the new Legacy one, which I've got to say is definitely how I display this figure, with the original in its car mode and this in its robot mode, because I think that the robot mode screams that on-screen appearance. I mean, the head sculpt alone is perfect. Everything about this, all the minute little paint applications just work well for this figure and really help it shine. Articulation wise as well on this is phenomenal. Got a swivel for the head, swivel at the shoulder, hinge at the shoulder as well, bicep swivel, 90 degree bend at the elbow, but this time we have some included hand rotation there, as well as a slight waist swivel, which you don't get much, but you get enough to at least say that it has a waist swivel. We've got a lovely bend there at the thigh, and quite a decent spread on it as well. Nice swivel at the upper thigh, a very decent bend at the knee, ankle tilt, and a toe dip. Only slight though, but again, it's all you'd need. Talking about poses, you can certainly get a few decent poses off on this. But overall, I would definitely say that the Legacy one is perfect in robot mode, the original perfect in car mode. There's one more thing that we've got to talk about, and that's on the back. With the Cybertron figures, you'd always have a Cyberplanet gimmick. However, on the original Override, it was just a weapon, like most of the deluxe figures at that point. And it certainly cleans up on the back better once you take that gun off, or this massive brick of an engine. So of course, grab yourself a planet key and just push it in, and you get a couple of barrels come out, which you can hold this gun, although it is a little bit big for her, and it kind of bows as well. I think that just might be my copy though, because it is that soft, horrible plastic none of us enjoy. And yeah, you can see the shoulder waggling about. That's just because of the automorph gimmick. It doesn't really hold into place anywhere. It's a very big gun. She can hold it just about, then it is just a very big engine gun. The Legacy version certainly takes a better take on it. Of course, take it off. You have to do it manually this time, so just bring those barrels out. But the gun is certainly a lot sleeker and fits her perfectly this time, instead of being a massive gun. And I think it works really well for this figure. It is a very much standout figure for that Legacy Velocitron line. The other, of course, being Cosmog. Is it Cosmo? Cosmo. Not Cosmog. Cosmog's a Pokemon. It is certainly a highlighted figure from that little set. And if you can find her now, I would certainly recommend it. I'd definitely recommend picking up the original as well. But for a Voyager class, it certainly feels small, but it makes up for in everything else.
That was one hell of a race. I think I may have beaten my time.
Oh, hey Override. So, I saw you out on the track. It was pretty impressive.
Thanks, Prime.
So, how about grabbing some energon sometime? If you want, you can bring your brother along too.
That's my sister. Ugh, you're such a pig. Come on, sis. We're out of here.
Wait, come back! Ah, crap. I screwed it again.
Now, I'd certainly say that the original is a brilliant figure. It's definitely a figure worth picking up just to have a mess with. But that Legacy version, oh man, that's by far the best incarnation of Override that we have had yet. And if I'm being honest, I can't see us topping that anytime soon. Not unless Fans Hobby decide to make a masterpiece version of that, which, with the way that they're going with their Armada series, is more than likely. I definitely recommend, if you can find these figures, pick them up. They're worth having a go at. Well, that's been my look at everyone's favourite racer girl, Override. If you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to smash that subscribe button. But for now, I will see you guys in the next one.